And Syrian Democratic Forces chief Mazloum Abdi has said that Syrian government and US-backed Kurdish-led force in the northeast have agreed in principle to merge the force into the national army. While the SDF commandos remarks signal progress after months of stalled talks with Damascus over merging Kurdish-led forces into Syria's national army. He said that he met with Syrian President al-Shara and other officials during a trip earlier this month to Damascus, where they reached an agreement in principle.
The issue of building a strong army far from political agendas with its only goal to protect the Syrian territories is crucial, and I believe we reached an initial agreement in this sense in Damascus meeting.
The new Sunni-led leadership in Damascus under al-Shara inked a deal in March with the SDF. Under the agreement, the SDF was to merge its forces with the new Syrian army, but details were left vague and implementation remained stalled. A major sticking point in the agreement had been whether the SDF would remain as a cohesive unit in the new army or the force would be dissolved and its members individually absorbed into the new military. Well, Abdi said that sectarian killings by pro-government gunmen and security forces in Syria's coastal region in March and in the southern province of Suwaida in July raised fears among many residents in the northeast Syria, making them hesitant to implement the agreement.
It created a sort of hesitation because it was repeated. It means there was no guarantee that it wouldn't occur again, and that was one of the reasons that contributed to the delay in implementing the March 10 agreement.
To put things in context, SDF controls much of the Syria's northeast. Over more than a decade, the SDF gained military experience as it spearheaded the fight against the Islamic State group that once controlled large parts of Iraq and Syria. It is unclear, however, whether Turkey will accept the deal, as Ankara views the SDF as a terrorist organization which is linked to the Kurdistan Workers' Party, which has fought a long-running insurgency inside Turkey.
I believe that if we Syrians agree, as is happening now, Turkey will have no excuse to interfere inside Syria. Turkey also supports the implementation of the March 10 agreement, and it was one of Turkey's demands.
Meanwhile, tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan continue to simmer during a fragile 48-hour ceasefire, following days of deadly border clashes. Well, the Taliban has accused Pakistan of carrying out deadly drone strikes in Kabul, while Pakistan's Prime Minister said a permanent ceasefire depends on Afghanistan curbing militant activities. According to sources, both sides are expected to hold negotiations in Doha today. Well, Kabul is still reeling from the aftermath of the deadly explosions on Wednesday that killed 5 people and injured several others. Afghanistan's Taliban government claimed that the twin explosions were a result of drone airstrikes carried out by Islamabad. A spokesperson for the Kabul police chief said the first strike hit a civilian house, while the second strike hit a fuel tanker outside a market, starting a large fire.
There was an explosion here. I arrived at 4 o'clock and the information I received was that it was a drone strike. People had seen Pakistani drones. This is a cruel and warlike act that attacks civilian homes.
Eyewitnesses narrated how Pakistani drones were deployed in civilian areas, targeting unsuspected families.
The first drone strike was on 5th Street in Taimani, where I work as a dry cleaner. I was in the room when the attack happened. I was injured myself and I saw many other people whose hands and heads were cut off in the attack. There were a lot of people in the blocks, because all the family members live here, and many of them were injured.
Mourners gathered in Spin Boltek, a town on Afghanistan's border with Pakistan, to pay respects to victims of a recent airstrike.
This bombardment caused heavy casualties among civilians. We have 166 injured and around 20 people killed. All of these people were wounded or killed as a result of this attack.
Pakistan claims it is facing a resurgence of attacks against its security forces on its western border with Afghanistan, led by the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and its affiliates. Now, at a cabinet meet, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said that the ball is in Afghan Taliban's court for a permanent ceasefire. He emphasized that Pakistan is ready to resolve issues, but wants the Taliban to take concrete action against militant groups like the TTP operating on Afghan soil. Following the cross-border clashes, Pakistan has ordered Afghan migrants to vacate their homes and shops in Quetta within a week, warning action against those who stay there illegally. Now, the action has been taken as part of an ongoing crackdown on illegal Afghan migrants who are staying in Pakistan.